we go. That's the lag, and Johnny Archer wins that lag. It's alternate break. I don't know if you can hear the audio from Johnny. I have a microphone over those two tables, one on each table, but the microphone's kind of high due to the cabling of the convention center. We had to wire the mic a little higher as far as their codes are concerned. We hope everybody's enjoying the stream, and we hope it's as clear for you as we're watching it. I mean, it looks really nice on our end. And the good thing about the new arena here is you can see, practically down the whole thing. There's only 8 tables in here, 4 on each side. We have cameras on that we can control to go on all 4. Johnny Archer, the Scorpion, for the break. Guys, don't mind me. I'm here. I'm just doing a little bit of promoting in the background. If you can see it on your social media, please share it. All right, Steve Fleming. 2 ball in the cue ball. Ball in hand for Johnny Archer. Now, Johnny doesn't really have to play the combination here. He's got a clearer table to run out. As some of the amateurs would play it, I don't think Johnny could play it. Watch it there, John. Sometimes you can overrun it, you know. Brand new cloth on every one of these diamonds, of course, some mortise. And I think because he kind of overran the 8, he elected to play the cue ball a little bit slower, trying to get to the opposite side of the 9 ball, and wound up coming a little short. But he should have no problem with this. 10 ball into the corner pocket. After deposited, the Scorpion goes up 1-0 and a race to 10. I want to see if I can adjust this scoreboard a little bit better here. I do have several shots of it. Just in case you're signing on, you're wondering why Steve Fleming is breaking. It's alternate break. Johnny Archer won the first game. I understand the brackets and everything are on the Super Billiards Expo website, so if anybody's curious or interested in seeing the brackets, they are going to be up. If they're not up already, they are going to be up on the Super Billiards Expo website. If they're not up, just give them some time and they'll get it up there. They just finished the brackets. Johnny doesn't like it. He says, Steve, you can take it. Says, show me what you know. If he comes off the left side of that 1 ball, watch that 9. That 9 comes into effect big time. He can pocket it. He can scratch off the 9. I think he's going to try to play the right side of the 1 ball and keep the cue ball behind the 5 area, but that's very touchy speed for this distance. Let's see what he does here. That's what he's trying. That speed is very touchy. Got to hit that 5 solid, really, to lock that cue ball up. And of course, it leaked out. Johnny Archer here, possibly looking at a bank. And once again, the 5 ball might come into play. Got it right around the 5. I'd like to be have a little more of a straighter shot on this, but he's gonna have to go to the rail here. I can tell you on the other match, Johnny Mora is up 1-0 over Lee Brett. Oh, that's trouble right there. You know, you don't want to be jacked up over the 6 ball here. Got to watch the foul. It's cue ball fouls only. But also, if you happen to foul the 6, if you happen to brush the 6 before the shot, he has to let Steve know, and Steve has the option of putting it back where he thinks it was. Johnny doesn't even touch it and just makes the ball right down the rail. Well, I'll tell you what, Johnny is pretty fine-tuned right now. Not that he wasn't years ago, but man, he's cutting balls right down the wire. Gonna drag this short, play right to the center of the table. Might be a little too short, but he's got the option of sticking the cue ball right there and playing safe behind the 5. But if the shot goes, you know he's going for it. The way he's been cutting them. You know, I had the opportunity to talk to Johnny way before this, and he said, "Upstate, how's it going?" I said, "It's going good, Johnny." I said, "How about yourself?" He said, "Oh, I'm getting old." I said, "Look, you've been using that getting old stuff for the last couple of years now." I said, "It's getting kind of old. It's about time you stop." I said, "That don't work anymore." I said, "That went out with the birds." I said, "You can't tell people you're getting old and maybe get some weight." I said, "After you spank them, it's over. You can't use it a second time." We're going to, hopefully have Johnny and Stevie Moore, a couple of guys in the booth later on. But, right now it's the beginning of the tournament. And everybody's busy. We got 8 tables in here, and we have 8 tables outside in another area. So this is the main arena here. Johnny Archer deposits another 10 ball. Now takes the lead, 3-0. There's one thing about the Super Billiards Expo. You know you're going to deal with so many vendors. The place, it looks like it tripled in size as far as vendors. Okay, I was here last year also. They moved what we call the action tables, to the back of like section C, I believe, between B and C. It used to be adjacent to this arena, but to keep the noise level down, even though everything's surrounded by cinder block walls, they elected to move the action tables down between B and C. Steve Fleming set for the break. Johnny Archer leads here 3-0. We're going to 10. That's a solid break, but comes up dry, and the 1 ball is going to go right into the open for another shot. And I'll tell you what, that 8 ball just rolled into effect. It looks like the 4 ball might be a trouble ball also, being by the rail there, and that's what Johnny's looking at now. The 5 probably goes by the 6. He might have looked at that 5 ball also. There's a couple of things. He's got work to do, that's for sure. Definitely has work. And if he gets out here super easy, then that's just going to make a lot of people sick. I'll take the scoreboard down. We'll keep you updated on the score, that's for sure. I'm going to try to get it into a position where I can leave it up all the time. And that's the trouble, 4 ball. He's not happy with that. Whether he has enough room before the side pocket to play the cue ball to the opposite side of the 4 to play safe behind the 5-6, I'm not sure. Looks like there might be a little bit of room. But the 7 ball is going to get into the path of that cue ball. He's looking at it now. Unless he can play off, if there's enough cushion above that 4 ball, and if he can spin the rock to the short rail, the upper short rail, he might have a chance to get behind the 7. She's just going to roll up. Cue ball and 4 ball this close together. I would inquire, if I was Johnny, what you're actually going to play. If you're shooting away from it, fine. If you're going to shoot straight into it, if the 4 is not frozen, I definitely would like a referee on top of the shot. But it looks like Steve's going to shoot away. So Johnny's just going to sit there. He's got to really thin this if he's trying to get this behind the 8. Yeah, he ran right into the 8. Got some work to do here, Mr. Scorpion. Or you can play safe. You can roll this 4 ball up behind the 5-6 if he wants to play safe. But the way he's shooting, I don't think he wants to play safe. He wants to just keep Steve in his seat. Oh, he got enough room to hold the cue ball. Now, the 5 doesn't look like it goes by the 6 from here. They're probably going to see Johnny stick the cue ball there and play the 5 with enough speed to get it by the 7, not letting it sit by the pocket. Oh, just see, when you play a shot like that, if you don't cut the angle, if Steve actually has a shot at the long rail to the right and can spin the cue ball, if that 5 ball happened to be hanging in the drawers or something, that's a makeable shot. But I guess Johnny cut that angle off too. He didn't even allow Steve to see the right long rail, which is a good play. This is really the first opportunity that Steve has at the table to possibly get out of a rack. He's got to come with it here. Johnny took some speed off of that break. He's trying everything. And, you know, that's what you're supposed to do. He knows. And a lot of us watching do know it. You know, if something's not working and you're not making balls or you're looking for that sweet spot, you're trying to tune the speed in, move the cue ball around. So he definitely took something off of that. And after he broke, he walked away from the table with a look on his face like, I just bit into a sour lemon. Steve, on the other hand, I'm not sure if he's a little intimidated by playing Johnny, or he's just not hitting him as well as he should. I'm not sure, but he's got to prove himself here. You know, Johnny Archer world champion by all rights. Give Spot and Johnny 4 games on the wire, possibly 5 games after this one. If Johnny should win it, it's a tough feat to come back and beat him, and especially in the format. You know, when you're playing alternate breaks, it's different when you're playing win a break, because you could string a package or 2, you know, to get back in the match. But when it's alternate break, that makes it double tough. So you try to play it safe there. Maybe he's not used to the speed right now. I'm not sure. I'm definitely not going to interview him after this, but maybe I'll have a chance to talk to him for the first time during the course of the event and see what he feels, you know, about playing in the pro event. It's actually my first time seeing Steve Fleming play. What a shot. The cue ball got kicked by the 5, and that's what set it off. Johnny played that with super reverse, and that cue ball was just going to come right back out for a shot on the 4 on the side, but nicking the 5 ball sent the cue ball down by the 10. And it doesn't look like the 4 goes by the 6. What a beautiful save. Nice shot. Notice the cue ball, a little bit more speed, and that cue ball sits behind that 10. But where it rests right now is just as good. Ball became real small, and that 9 ball became real large on that shot as that cue ball came to a stop. Looks like Johnny might possibly be going to a jump cue. Well, we're looking forward to seeing Jared Harrison-Mina, the famous jazz man, folks, and I can't pump this gentleman up enough as far as talent. He will be here Saturday and Sunday and would like to sit in. He's got a few things he wants to promote on the behalf as a spokesman for a new product. So, Jared, we're looking forward to meeting you if you're out there. Johnny Archer to the air. This guy just does everything perfect. Forget about getting old, John. I'm tired of hearing it. Beautiful shot. And like I said, in the opening break of this game right here, you know, giving Johnny 5 now with the sinking of this 10 ball is really going to be difficult for Steve to come back in this format. check billiards.com. They're here. They're in booth 274. Ralph Eckert's here. I'll tell you, what a beautiful app. I'm on premises, so I get a little more behind the scenes and what the app can do, and they showed me the videos in there and how to explain the shots. Check them out. Check billiards.com. There's like 2 free things on there where you can actually, drills. And then after that, if you want to go into advance, you have to become a subscribed member. I'm not sure of the pricing or if there's a discount for Upstate Al. I will find out. It's just that everything here, when you want to find out something, I don't know if you guys or girls or whoever might be listening in have ever experienced the Super Billiards Expo. But if you happen to come here, bring yourself one of those, I don't know if they're allowed in here, like those Segways, or some little kid's electric car and modify it to really go like 2 miles an hour, because tell you what, everything where you want to go might be a nice walk. You definitely do a lot of walking here. I don't know if they allow them in here, but. All right, Steve down taking a good look at this and trying to see if he can hit the 1 ball. Johnny's standing up and eyeballing the cue ball, and he's satisfied with what he saw, and he sat down, so definitely doesn't pass, and there's no path to the 1. So Steve faced with a kick. And kicked it good. I'll turn that background noise the microphone's down just a little bit. I notice when they break right here on either one of these tables, it really explodes. I hope that's good enough for you guys right there. Wide open table. Work to be done. Johnny Archer with cue ball on a string. Just be careful here to the side pocket, and I think he undercooked it. I cooked it just right, just the way he likes it. Six nothing, Mr. Archer over Mr. Fleming. When they said on what happened with the audio, they actually have two beautiful audio systems, one here and one in the one pocket arena. For some reason, this one here failed right now. They're actually in the midst of trying to get it going, so you don't hear the tournament directors make the announcement of the matches as well, because he's just yelling. Frank DePizio or Pizio, the comedian, Frankie. I forget how to pronounce his last name. But he's been using his voice. And when they called Fleming, I said, wait a minute, that sounded like they called Pete Fleming. Pat Fleming, his brother, of course. So I ran out there. I said, well, it's about 70 degrees here where we're at. It's nice and warm out, sunny. I said, you kidding? He left the south to come up a little further because of the weather. Maybe he's participating in the event. But it happened to be Steve. So I said to Rodney Morris, I said, hey, Rodney, I said, Johnny's playing Steve Fleming. Do you know him? He said, yeah, Pat Fleming's nephew. He said, no, I'm only joking. You know, Rodney's always a one-liner. I'm not sure. Johnny said something to Steve here. See what he's got in. He might have said, do you want to call a ref? That was a good hit. Come up a little shy on this. He wanted to get the cue ball further towards towards the lower part of the table, but in the center. But now he's just over the 7-ball. But you know what? He's been shooting so well. He's got ample time at the table. He's loose as a goose and just making everything. That the 6-ball went right between the jaws of the pocket. Johnny giving a hand gesture to Steve, saying, hey, sorry about that, I got a roll. But you know what? It's all part of the game. But when you get a roll, you get a roll. And I remember years ago when those hand gestures weren't just around. You know, it was just, got lucky and that was it. Now this became a hand gesture thing. 7-0, Mr. Archer. Of course, in 3-cushion billiards, I remember it for years and years. You know, the nodding of the head or the waving of the hand. Also, when it was a nice shot, the tapping of the chalk against either, like, you know, a table or a chair or your pool stick to say a nice shot. That I remember, but I never remember, many years ago, I don't remember anybody doing any kind of hand gestures as far as getting lucky. I remember Fats. That wasn't luck. I had that planned all the time. Well, Steve's breaking. He comes up dry. Johnny has a shot on the 1, and the 2 ball is between the 5 and the 7 and the 6. It's kind of nestled in between those 3 at the top of the table there. This is a real nice speed shot to try to hold the cue ball for a shot into the side pocket for the 2 or the corner. He held it up. Well, now he has his choice. Kind of got right in between where he could either play it in the corner or the side. I'll tell you what a nice place they have here. We're all the way in the back in a private room here, and the top man, as far as just about anything you want to know or inquire about here at the Expo, just checked in. Said, hey, Al, is the temperature okay in here? Would you like it a little warmer, or turn the AC off, or you need anything? Really nice. His name is Jimmy. Great guy. All right, Johnny Archer hitting the point of the side pocket and hanging up that 8 has left Steve in a really good position to get on the board. He's going to elect to spin out 2 rails, come up on top of the 10. Got to make this 9 ball here, Steve. Shot. And he gets on the board, 7-1.
CheckBilliard.com, a player's secret weapon. It's your personal billiards trainer for your smartphone or tablet. Download it now for free and start taking your game to the next level. CheckBilliard.com, a player's
We might have Mr. Ralph sit in every once in a while. I understand. I understand he's the best commentator on the east side of Mississippi. Long Island, he said, which puts you in the water. Johnny Archer going for the extension here. He's going to possibly play the 4-7 combination. Ralph's walking around. He's actually one of Allen's right-hand men. But I understand he likes to do commentating. But right now, you know, being that the Expo just started, well, it actually started yesterday. I had warm-up tournament. I can't tell you how many hundreds of people showed up yesterday. I mean, just flooded this place. But the pro arena started today, so he's got his hands full. But when he starts to settle in, he'll come in the booth. Well, Mr. Archer, you got a little bit straighter than what you wanted to get, but got a shot on the 5. Steve played the inside 3 rails at the speed of the table, got him. Come up a little further than what he wanted to. And the shelf holds the 6 ball in the drawers. Johnny Archer bounced that right out of his seat. Leads here 7-1. We're racing to 10. The scheduling is every 2.5 hours for matches. But Frank and Doug, the tournament director, said if you guys want to start earlier, it's okay due to the amount of players that they have. So we might be going back to back. We do like breaks. But if they got another featured match for us, we're going right at it. But in any case, we're not going to leave a blank table at any point during the tournament. We do have some cams that are pan and tilts, and we'll put something on so that you guys can watch it. Johnny Archer lines up on the 10 ball, like ball in hand right there. Takes the lead now 8-1. Getting back to the Omega Billiards, you know, Mike's actually right outside my door here. He said something about it. I believe it's either 5 or 10 or maybe 20%. I'm not sure. But if you go over to Omega Billiards and purchase something, they got numerous items. It's omegabilliards.com. All you have to do in the promo code before you make your purchase is put in Upstate Al 16. So if you're in the market to buying anything and you're shopping that website, you're definitely going to receive a nice percentage off. I'll check with Mike when I get a chance and find out the full details. I know he set it up, but the promo discount is only going to work, that I remember him saying, till the end of the month. I have my hands full here as far as wiring. I got wires you wouldn't believe running through this place. The ceilings are about 40 foot high. No, 30. About 30 foot high. And have to run wires over those walls and through a duct and then into the main arena. So I kind of had my hands full, and these guys were explaining to me what they want to set up on their websites at the same time. Meanwhile, you know how that is. But he did mention something. Either it's either 5, 10, or 20% off. You can call Omega Billiards also if you want. Their number is I'll say their number. I'm not sure if they're there. It's 817 area code 280 Looks like 9902. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, here's a bigger number. Here you go. Yeah, 817 is the area code out of Texas. 280-9902. And you could inquire there about before you make a purchase, whether it's 10, 20, or whatever percentage that they elected to give off with the promo code. We're trying to help out here. And Johnny's trying to help himself out, but he looks like he's left an edge of this one ball. And I'm not sure. It looks like all he has to really do, if he does have the left side of this one ball, you know, you can definitely try to get the 9-7 combination out of this. But controlling the cue ball in between all of this and having a shot, well, he played rail first. Maybe he didn't have the left side. Let's get a peek over Johnny's shoulder. Johnny Archer threatening to go up to the hill. And he does. 9-1 over Mr. Steve Fleming. I can tell you one thing, John Mora on the other table is at the table. He's playing Lee Brett. And if the match that you're watching now should end before the Johnny Mora match, I'll get the score of the Johnny Mora match and announce it, and then you guys can keep up to date with that at home, where I'll step out for a few minutes until we get that match. Now, if that match should end, I'll switch the cameras over to one of the tables behind or on the other side of the arena. Johnny Archer on the hill, set to break. We are now going into game number 11. So at this point, they can actually take a 5-minute break. It has to be 10 games on the wire, at least 10 games on the wire to take a break. So if Steve wanted to take a break and it's a 5-minute break, he can take the break now, legally. guess Steve's going to try to go around the 10 ball or between the 10-5 and play the combination here. And because of the positioning of the cue ball, he said, why take the chance? I'll just play Johnny Archer safe. That's the kind of play I like. When, if you're playing a type of player like Johnny Archer, you got to throw him out of his rhythm. You got to duck when it's feasible to duck and shoot out when it's feasible to shoot out. But if the percentages are pretty tough, I'm playing him safe. He's going to be kicking. And sometimes you get fortunate like this. Does not have to call the 10 ball. You can take a whack at it if he's playing any kind of combination. Does not have to call it. Looks like the ball goes straight into the corner though. It went straight in. Jam the pocket. And you try to force a shot like that on a diamond table. And you hit any one of those points with this, it's just going to spit it back out. And talking about diamond tables, man, we're going to have that Earl Strickland versus Darren Appleton match up in Ohio for $10,000 guaranteed. Guaranteed money already. Johnny with a second jump shot and makes it. Darren Appleton and Earl Strickland on a 4-pocket diamond. The very first 4-pocket diamond table. And it's in the Kings of Billiards in Akron, Ohio. And we'll bring you that pay-per-view live stream from there. Johnny looks up at the pool guards. That's to say, I done did it again. He knew it when he hit it. And recoups. And Johnny Archer, Steve, what a gentleman Mr. Steve Fleming is as he shakes Johnny Archer's hand. Johnny Archer wins that match 10-1. We're going to be right back, guys. We're going to switch cameras over and give you some John Mora. As I can see, SVB is coming up to the table to warm up. I would imagine that he might be up next. Not sure.